Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar where we're going to take a look at the new Uniform Academy as a e-learning facility. The way that we've done it is we're still going to do the one-to-one trainings. That's really important. But just as we do the webinars, we used to do the workshops, but hopefully we'll be able to start that next year. This seems to be the next logical progression. So it's there really for maybe new members of staff, just to be able to learn how to enter data and things like that. But it's also there for people that want to brush up. Maybe they don't know how to use batch entry. So Emma's going to just guide you through it as a resource. Everybody will be able to have access to it with their own e-learning accounts. Over to you, Emma.
Okay, so the e-learning is on a website, which if you do want your e-learning access, if you give us an email, officegb@uniform-agri.com, I can send you the website address to access e-learning, your username and password, so then you can get onto it. It looks like this, that's currently on screen. So you'd put your username and password in there, and then you'd log in. You would go to Find Learning, and then you would enroll into the first training session course, and then that would come up on your dashboard. In Uniform, what will happen is at the bottom left, where you've got our website, email address and phone number, eventually there will be an icon down here where you can click on it and it will take you directly into your e-learning account. So back onto e-learning. So this is our academy here. And when you go into the first training session, you've got the menu on the left-hand side of all of the topics that we're going to cover in e-learning. You've got like animal record, making a backup, your dashboard settings, right through to individual data entry on individual animals. And then we've got batch entry, and then carrying on, we do go into treatment plans, and we'll go through that in a bit with you. So we've got an introduction here at the top. Most of the items are very short videos. It says at the top here we've got 29 items in total. They are very short. Some videos range from about 3 to 5 minutes. When you get into the treatment plans, they are a bit longer because they're a bit more in depth. So after the introduction, we've got the dashboard, which is an overview of your dashboard and what the information means. And then a video here on how to manage your general settings so you can tailor your uniform program to your farm. There are some tips and some information in each topic, which gives you a bit of an overview as to what this topic's about. We go on to show you how to make a backup, whether that be as a file or on a USB. And then how to search for an animal record, including there's a cover in here on searching historic animals as well. Moving on, we go into the data entry in daily events. So this will show you how you can enter a service for an animal. You'll go through if you're using semen stock, or if you're wanting to manage your suppliers. There are sections in this whole e-learning on how you can manage those. There's also a tip here on how to repeat an insemination on a different animal. So if you've entered one service and you want to repeat that exact information, this exact same bull, date, then it just shows you here that pressing the R button once you've entered the animal number will repeat the above line. Shows you where the newly inseminated animals will appear on your dashboard. And you've got the video here on how to actually enter that service. So if you click on that video there, it will open up and you can play your video.
You go to the cow's head,
daily tasks,
Emma in stereo.
daily events. Then you can pause the video. I'm ignoring you. You can pause the video there and then go into your program, Cow's Head, daily task, daily events, by following the instructions. Going back to the video, we can play it again. You can type in the animal number that you wish to serve. Press enter on your keyboard. You have the next relevant expected event to happen on the animal at the bottom. So I'm just going to click on that video to pause it, and I'm going to go into my uniform, type in my animal number, press enter, and again here we've got the expected next task to happen on this animal as explained in that video there. And just stopping the video and going into your uniform and then entering data as you go as to the instructions on the video. You can go at your own pace, and yeah, you can just complete it in your own time. It's not rushed. You can go back to it. You can re-watch the videos as many times as you want. Of course, if we are shut like we have been over the bank holidays, this can be there as a reference guide as well. So if we go back to the course there, it just goes back to where we were before. As you complete a section, there will be a little tick. So this square here hasn't got a tick. We haven't gone into enter or dry off on an individual animal yet, but we have previously watched this how to serve an individual animal. So that's ticked. We know we've done that one here. And then moving on, this just shows you how to draw off an individual animal, how to add a health event or treatment. And there's references in here as to where that information will appear further on in uniform. So we've got that it will appear in your medicine usage report, your farm assurance report. So it's just explaining as well the importance of entering that data there. We've also got how to PD an individual animal, and then we move on to the batch entry. We've got health event batch entry here, but with this menu on the left hand side, if you're looking at health event batch entry and you wanted to look up, say, an individual animal through the animal records, you can just click on the item and it will just jump up to where you want to go. So it's quite quick to navigate around. We've also got drying off as a batch, PDing as a batch. So you've got here your indicator on your dashboard. That'll indicate one animal's overdue a pregnancy check. How to enter your animal scoring. Selling animals as a batch, and then managing your groups as a batch. Your transponder numbers, and then we get onto the animal health event section. So there's these 4 videos here, very short. How to purchase a medicine, viewing your medicine stock and making any adjustments if relevant. Managing your medicine list. So if you've purchased a medicine and it's not appearing, then that's all explained in this section here. So you would go into your medicine list, check that it's not marked not in use, and then you can edit that medicine and remove that tick. So then it appears for you to select. That's all in this medicine list section, as well as marking medicines that you're going to no longer be using as not in use, so they don't appear, so you don't have that ability to incorrectly select that medicine if it's not being used anymore. And with your health conditions here, it's just going through your health conditions and checking that they are relevant to your farm. And in there as well, you can also colour code your yonis. That's all explained in that video as well. These next videos, setting up an action scheduler. We go through how to set up a treatment plan. So if you have a treatment plan for animals that you dry off, whether that be a few medicines on either the same day or over a few days, then this how to set up a treatment plan will break down how you can do that in uniform, And again, obviously with those videos, you can pause them, go back into your program, and then follow each step at your own pace. Then how to actually use the treatment plan. And then there's a video here on how to set up and use an action scheduler. So whether it's a 100-day milk foot trim, you want them to appear on your dashboard so they automatically pop on there when they're due a trimming. That video there will explain exactly how you can do that, and obviously it just makes managing your animal health a lot easier. Managing movement codes. So this is the movement codes, the reasons that appear when you're overselling, entering any deaths or purchasing animals. Those reasons can all be managed here, and they do appear in your culling analysis. So obviously the more accurate the reasons are that you're entering in your movement codes, then the more you'll get back when you look at your culling analysis. You've got here as well creating and managing your supplier list. So how you can mark suppliers as not in use anymore, how you can merge the suppliers. If you've got a couple there that have the same name, then obviously that section there will go through how you can manage those. Finally, at the bottom here, we have got 3 practice scenarios. So if you didn't want to use your program straight away, if you've got a new starter and you want them to have a bit of a practice, but not actually in your program, there are some simulated environments here on how to practice a dry off, how to purchase a medicine, and how to register and enter a carving. So clicking on these practice scenarios, it just opens up a simulated environment. If we just restart this one from earlier, what we're going to do here is enter a dry off, and the scenario we're going to dry off animal 109. So we'll press the arrow to move on to the next screen. We have the uniform program. Clicking somewhere where you're not meant to click to dry off an animal, it will tell you that this is incorrect and to try again. Hovering over the correct place, such as the cow's head, you get the indicator that that is the correct route to go in to dry off an animal. So as soon as my mouse hits the correct area, I know that I'm following the path correctly, which is what I would have watched when I watched the how to dry off an individual animal video. So I need to type in number 109 and press enter, which I am doing on my keyboard. And it just takes you through any shortcuts. We have a couple different shortcuts in Uniform. They are all covered here. How to enter that dry off, and it's just really a practice just to get hands-on without entering any data in your actual program. So if we go back to our course, you have those 3 practice scenarios at the bottom. And then finally, we've got a training review. In this training review, this is mainly for our benefit, just so we know that the information in this academy is relevant and that you do feel that it's useful. And if we need to make any improvements or add anything in that would be helpful, then we can do that using the feedback on these training reviews. And it's the first section is about how comfortable you feel, about adjusting your own program settings, and it's all relevant to all the information in the academy. And then on the next page, it's just how you actually found the academy e-learning, whether you did find it easy to navigate and whether you are happy or comfortable using it. So that is all mainly for our benefit to make it better for you in the long run.
And also then, yeah, I mean, if they say, no, I'm not confident in making a backup, then we'll be proactive and contact and take the customer through it.
Yeah.
So it's also their benefit as well. Okay, I think you've explained that pretty well, Em. Can we just have a look? No, I think we must have explained that really well. So yeah, if you have anybody that maybe is a new staff member, or if you feel that will be helpful for you to brush up, what I really like on the navigation is we do all these webinars, but there's like 50 webinars there, and it's quite hard to find the correct one. I think with this, it's really easy to navigate. So if they've forgotten, for example, how to put in a cow barren, it's pretty easy, I think, to be able to find it with the entering a pregnancy status. So please give us a call if you think this could be of benefit. There's a very short survey at the end. If you could fill that out, we really appreciate that. And next week we are doing the animal transfer. No, you are doing the animal transfer module, aren't you?
Yeah.
You volunteered. So yeah, do you want to just quickly explain that?
Animal transfer, if you buy or sell a batch of animals to another uniform user that isn't obviously on your farm, you can just transfer those animals out into a file, and then the other uniform user can read in that file, and those animals will automatically be entered into their uniform program as a purchase. It'll also bring across any of their reproduction. So if they've had any carvings, all their services, it all just comes across in one go. The only thing that won't come across is the health events, but that is the section we will be covering next week, brand new module.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. We look forward to speaking.